Hello and welcome to CLEA'S World. I am Clean Chiarico, and today I would like to share with you more of the messages from the 25th dimension and my highest self that resides there with our collective highest selves. Before we move forward, I'd like to ask you to please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And please do leave me a comment below because I read all of them and I'm really curious to know where everybody's at, and also how you're dealing with stuff and if this resonates with you or not. So before I start reading, I wanted to explain when I refer to Carolyn, I'm talking about my hypnotist who's asking me the questions I've prepared in advance of the session. And when I say me, I'm referring to myself under hypnosis. So these are the messages that are coming through from the 25th dimension. All right, let's keep going. Carolyn, how do we motivate ourselves to function in 3D, including having to make money to survive when we know that the game is about to be dismantled? It's very hard to balance our 3D needs with our 5D awareness. Can you advise us? Me. You don't have to motivate yourself. If you need motivation, just think about it. You're never going to get to do these things again. Enjoy them. It's a game. It might be boring if you were to think you're going to do this for the next 30 years, but you're only going to do it for a few more months. Enjoy it. This will allow you, this planet allows you physicality you will never have again. So enjoy, excuse me. So enjoy touching people, enjoy interacting with people, enjoy calling people on this weird thing that we call a phone, when in the future, you'll be able to telepathically connect with people. You don't even have to communicate. Enjoy this holographic reality. So if you want to focus, if your stress is coming from not being able to focus on 5D because you still have to take care of working and putting food on the table, just focus on 3D. Everything is going to happen anyway. Your energy is doing what it needs to be doing. You don't have to do anything for this to continue. So you want to focus on your 3D so you feel more settled, makes you feel like you're taking care of business. Enjoy it, but look at it from a different perspective. Don't look at it as, I have to do this. Look at it as, this is the last time I ever get to do this. So I thought it was good advice. Carolyn, that's a great way to look at it. I myself have been kind of looking at different things as adventurers. Oh, that might be the last time I get to do that. Thank you for that. Oh my gosh, what is 5D? Is it a place or a state of consciousness? Me. All dimensions are a state of consciousness. All dimensions are a state of consciousness. That's where then the game board was created from. It was the idea. All dimensions are an idea. Nothing is real. There is no reality. At the same time, in terms of physicality, physicality was created by us in the 25th dimension. However, it is a level of awareness. So 5D is, first of all, a level of awareness. And then we happen to have created some planets that are aligned with that level of awareness. So it's both. It's an idea, of course, at its origin. And then it has become, in some places, an actual planet. So the idea is that not all levels of awareness have to be materialized. And we already know, because they already told us that 4D, for example, is not materialized. There is no, it's just a state of consciousness. Carolyn, so it's materialized. Me, correct. Carolyn, oh, so that's amazing that all dimensions are an idea materialized. Me, all dimensions below the 25th. The matrix, anything in the matrix was materialized out of an idea. Imagine an idea that we could be less than the 25th, where in the 5th dimension, we don't even get access to everything we know in the 25th. That's all it is. That's the idea. The idea is that at this level of awareness, You're only going to know the alphabet halfway through. The alphabet is still there, but you only pretend you know 10 to 12 letters. I do love their analogies. They're so funny. Carolyn, what is the story with past lives since time is not real? Are they all possibilities or parallel lives? Me. Time is not real and there are no past lives. And we are just tapping into different experiences that, not that we have had, because truly time doesn't work that way. We believe that's how we experience it here, experiences we've had. We might not even have had them ourselves. And we might be tapping into other people's experiences, thinking that they are our own. Because everything is still out there, remember? We are left indications and clues everywhere. They're just clues. Carolyn. So just what you said is that unregressive individuals, they may have an experience, but they may also be just touching on someone else's experience. They may be viewing it as a movie, not necessarily their own life. Me. It's what happens in dreams. What are you connecting to in dreams? It's the same thing. Carolyn, the multiverse? Me. Yeah, you're connecting to whatever you want to connect to. You're connecting to another planet. You're connecting to something you think you lived when you were a child. You don't even know if it was your memory, really, because our memory is very vague. Our memory is very iffy. You can have 5 people who have had the same experience and remember it completely differently. Carolyn, so why do we touch those? Why do they come to us? And she's referring to past lives, specific past lives that we connect to. Why do they come to us? Me. You touch on those through hypnosis. What is hypnosis? The person is searching for something. They need an answer. They're not listening to their dreams, or maybe they are. That's when they go get hypnosis. They want to know more. And they need an orderly way to know that things make sense. So whatever is most relevant to them will come up. And this is how some people experience these, what they call past lives. But there is no past life regression. You're not necessarily, there's nothing linear behind you. This is just not how reality works. Carolyn, it's kind of a simulcast. It happens all at once. Me. It's a good word for it. Yes. Carolyn. Oh, and here I will say, so I asked about several new age spirituality gurus or channelers or people, psychics out there, because I am interested in verifying that my instincts are correct. When I see something and it doesn't sound right to me, so I want to know which side are they on, are they infiltrated and whatnot. I'm not going to share any names because that's not the point of this post. I'm not here trying to throw anybody under the bus, or I believe everybody should discern on their own. And that, we all have different needs at this time. So, there is information for everyone. The truth is out there. So whoever wants it will be able to find it. But the reason I'm sharing this is because it explains a lot about what is happening out there. So Carolyn, there is a psychic, and XYZ name she's mentioning, saying that humans are a mix of gorilla and aliens. Is this true? Me. So again, we've had many people come to this planet. There were bodies here, but no, that's not really quite how it worked. Were these experiments to see if we could do something? But we don't need to. You see, we don't need to do any of that. When we create a planet, we create it already with the right body that we're going to come into. And normally it's a human body. Now, we may change that, as in, again, we went from being very tall, for example, giants, and we decided to change the way the climate works, for example. So we became, for example, carbon. But normally we don't do these mixes. We don't have to mix again because DNA is it's not matter like we like to think of it here. So we do play with these things. We like to tell ourselves that we're creating things, especially the dark. They love thinking that they're tampering with things, but it's not true. It really isn't. No, you want to believe That's what you're doing. Oh, I'm sorry. It was a typo in the transcript. Now, if you want to believe that that's what you're doing, you can. But the truth is, you would know. You would find out, and others would know that you can't really do that. So in a way, yes, it has happened in the sense that they tried. They do all these things, but nothing would change. Even if it did happen, it didn't change anything. So it doesn't work that way. It's the concept that we explained. You can tap directly into free energy, or you can pretend that you have to do 1,000 steps to get energy. You're still tapping into the free energy. You're just now pretending that you got it out of this hard work. Carolyn, is she of the light, this person spreading this information? Me. She's interesting because she's not of the dark, but she's not fully of the light either. She really comes from, she has a lot of memories of different planets. She comes from different planets. She's had a lot of lives on other planets. And I think she remembers some of these things. So she assumes some of these things are real. But she's not actually seeing the full picture. Like it happens in a lot of these higher dimensional planets. They have a lot more awareness than we do here, or than most of us have here. That doesn't mean that they have access to the entire truth. And I want to remind you, this is what they've said before, just because some planets, some aliens, some civilizations happen to be in higher dimensional realities, it doesn't mean, so they might be more spiritual or more light in terms of polarity. It doesn't mean they know everything. It doesn't even mean that we get access to, that they have access as a collective to the information that I'm sharing with you right now. Because unless they also go to the 25th, they're still going to be within the matrix at a higher level within the matrix. So maybe they don't fall for the things that we fall for here on this 3D planet, but it doesn't mean they're getting the full truth, because they will still be acquiring their knowledge from within the matrix. Because it doesn't matter how high up you go, if you're not taking your information from the 25th dimension or source, you're still inside the matrix. So your information will be biased in that sense. All right, so, and then I asked about another psychic. And again, I'm offering these as an example of what's possible out there, what some of these people are actually doing, okay? Because I wanted to understand what was going on. I'm like, is everybody infiltrated? Is everybody not infiltrated? Am I infiltrated? Because I question everything. So I always say, I don't like to drink Kool-Aid, but I don't like to drink my own Kool-Aid either. So just because I'm coming up with something, I want to test it. I want to make sure that it's real as the way I'm being told, et cetera, et cetera. So I was asking about this other person. So she's asking, so what about this person, me? She is tapping into some truth. She sometimes lets her, what she wants to believe, get in the way of what she's getting. I think it's not so much infiltration as it is that she's a little bit in conflict with information she's getting. She wants to turn it so that it matches her view of what she expects to see. This is a little bit tricky, but I think it's fixable. Let's see. So I asked about this couple because they both seem very, very excited about going to hang out with the aliens to talk about it, et cetera, this spiritual couple. And so I asked, will they ever go to New Earth? And the answer was no, they don't want to, at least not in this incarnation. They really love the idea of the aliens and hanging out together. So they're kind of pulling each other, which is fine. The reason I left this in is because it explained a little bit of how it works with the aliens and with people that want to go to hang out with the aliens. So Carolyn was asking, so they're going to go tandem, meaning they're going to move on together and go to the same place? Me, yeah. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun hanging out with the aliens. You get exposed to a lot of different things. Not everybody can appreciate the power of being somewhere where you can do everything. It's not easy. It's not an easy concept to grasp because we're used to things happening because of technology and external things. Everything is pretty much going to be inside of us on New Earth. So people might not see it in reality until you do like a magic trick. What looks to them like a magic trick in front of them. They don't realize that we have access to the entire cosmos inside of us. So a lot of people are not attracted to New Earth for this reason. which is funny. Again, it's the full gamut of personalities here, right? So some of us like to see things on the outside. Some of us want to go inside to find what we're made of. And it's all good. There's no judgment. It's preference. Carolyn, why do different people see things differently when they tap in? For example, Clea is connecting to you and she's getting this information. Why do others get different versions of the story? Me. Yeah, so I'm not infiltrated because I was wondering. I want to know, right? We laugh because, and they were laughing here, but it's all right. This is why Clea gets this information, because she questions everything and she's got lots of questions. But most people want to know, but they don't really want to undermine their closely held beliefs because they associate that to the entire earth shaking under their feet, whereas Clea doesn't care. Clea is actually excited by adventure and things not being always the same. So she couldn't care less if something, all of a sudden, she finds out something is the opposite of what she thought it was. So this is why this information is being given to her. And they know me so well. Oh my goodness, I couldn't care less. In fact, I'm even more excited when I learned something new. I'm like, oh, I was wrong. So this is how it is. I love it. Carolyn, so there is simply a different vantage point that these people need to see. People hear different messages differently. So it's a different way of communicating the word, the message. Me, that too. It's not just that though. First and foremost is the fact that people who are not willing to destroy their own sacred cows, they will, it's not that they're being infiltrated, but they will filter things through their ego. And so they will translate things through a filter. And the filter is whatever they already believe in, like this idea of ascension. They believe in ascension. They want to believe like they're doing all this work and they're getting better. Therefore, when they get information, they'll say, we must be doing this because we're ascending. They're not willing to see that there is no ascension. Many people do not appreciate this concept. There is no ascension. In fact, there is no judgment, whether you're on the team of the light or the dark. You're the same. How many people do you know that would be okay with this message? Carolyn, 90% of earthlings would freak. Me, exactly, because we want to feel like we are good. We want to feel like we're putting effort into things and we're earning something the hard way. Carolyn, yes, there's that word, earn. Humans need to know that there is validation for what they're doing. Me, absolutely. That we're not just doing things in vain, right? Now, nothing is in vain. We're here to enjoy. But that's not how we live here. So that is the difference. Clea doesn't care. Clea is like, I just want to know the truth. Just tell me. So, because otherwise, I mean, what's the point? But again, Clea is one of the 12,000. Other people, it's not that they're necessarily infiltrated, but they are not willing to see the entire picture. Now, is it a different vantage point? Sometimes not. Sometimes they're getting the right information, but then they color it with their expectations. This particular person does tap into higher dimensions, but then she wants to see, she interprets things in a way that makes sense to her. Carolyn, because there's a strong belief amongst those that are awakening, the earth itself is ascending, but we are cleaning and cleansing the earth and humans will ascend with her. And that's why they believe the changes me. Yeah. Because we all want to feel like we've got something to look forward to. So we have hopium. Yeah, we are. Now, if you think about it, you break it down. We are all moving on to bigger and better things. We all are. But this is not an ascension. Is it a promotion? Yes, somehow we get to a better place, whatever you want to call it. But it's an improvement if you want. Carolyn, it's an upgrade. Me, there you go. But it's not because of what we've done in this lifetime, because we're ascending or we're becoming better. We don't have to become better. We don't have to do anything. We're moving on no matter what. So hope this video was to your liking. And if so, please do give it a thumbs up and do leave me a comment below because I would love to hear what you think, if it resonates or not, or if it makes any sense or whatever it is that you think, or just stop by and say hi. I love that too. I love to connect. So thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye.